quick because I don't know. I was just still thinking about that question that was asked in my Ask Lakia. And feel free to ask in here as well if you happen to catch this one. Um, if you happen to catch this one. I just wanted to say, you guys, please don't be the person that has to get screamed at in order to realize they've overstayed their welcome in a situation. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that real quickly. And don't mind my hair. I was almost about to take it, all of these dreads out of this ponytail. There's something that flew in my eye. Um, the young lady in the last live, she said that she's basically begging someone for their affection and their time and to be reciprocated, like almost begging somebody for the relationship. And I want to pose a question or just mention like two types of people. There can be that person that says, you know what, that person tripping. They raised their hand on me and that was the end of the day, or that was the end of whatever they thought we had. Hey, Cherry 48196 and Teresa Johnston. You know, the person that says, the person raised their hand at me, like this person didn't get to hit them, right? That was enough right there versus the person that said, well, it started out with the verbal abuse. Then he was raising his hand at me. Then eventually he was pushing me. And then one day he pushed me down and then he slapped me and then he punched me. Like it took all of those red flags and it kept escalating. Don't be the person that it needs to get to that. And that's the thing. Most abuse, it starts out as non-physical, you guys. And that's what you have to understand about it. It starts out non-physical and then it starts to escalate. Be the person that's okay with catching these red flags early on and jumping ship early on. The whole thing about it is most of us are very empathic and we want to see the best in people. We want to be overly patient with people. This is, you know, toxic empaths right here that have to learn how to regulate themselves and understand who should be getting access to a certain amount of patience for them. And when you know, being able to use your discretion with your gifts, you know, because your gifts aren't a curse, but if you're not using them properly, then they can be at your detriment. You know, it's nothing wrong with having a kind heart, but how much access should a new person have to your heart? There's nothing wrong with being generally a patient person, but how patient should you be with people you don't have a rapport with strangers? So it's just about understanding there's a fine line, you guys, and there's nothing wrong with being loving. You don't have to give up on love or any of these things, but you know when you need to be jumping ship and we need to be cutting stuff out. You know, I recall a time I was dating someone and you know, I generally liked this person. We had so much fun together. The person had manners, you know, and different things like that. But there were some things that I picked up on extremely early in the relationship. And unfortunately, the relationship couldn't get off the ground because of it. And I'll tell you, just using this as an example so that you guys could start thinking this way, you know, for all of you out there who are still in the dating scene, trying to pick a mate or interested in getting married or having a long-term relationship or even just even considering to be somebody's friend, because it doesn't always have to be romantic, you guys. This person had a very, very toxic family member, honestly. A brother that was in the street. And this person had gotten shot 10 times. And it was recently. And the person was in a whole hospital. Hold on a minute. I'm on a live. The person was in the hospital healing from this, but the brother didn't really have a boundary behind it. So the one that, you know, was out in the streets, didn't plan on getting out the streets, wasn't trying to learn no lessons. You would think getting shot 10 times would be like a wake-up call, but it wasn't. So here we have a brother that's in the street and a brother that's not in the street, but an older brother that feels like he has to be there for the younger brother no matter what. And it was just a situation to where I'm looking from as a newcomer, like just really getting to know this person. I'm like, I really, in my mind, like, I hope your brother is not going to be your downfall, because sometimes just being close to certain kind of energies can drag you into situations because you just so close to it. You're going to go down with it just by association, or that person bringing stuff to your doorstep. And I'm like, shoot, if I get serious with this person, every time they brother call, they running. So it was a few situations going on here. I'm like, okay, this person has there's a codependent energy between these two because they never had their real father in their life. So he always wanted to try to rescue his brother, but you can't rescue him because his mind is not renewed and he ain't trying to hear that. Okay, I got shot 10 times. Let me go. I want to get revenge now. So what you think gonna happen? You're gonna try to go out and hurt somebody else, and then those people are gonna come try to hurt you and your loved ones. And if Coach Lakia ain't gonna be involved in that, so I had to immediately. I had to, but it was just things that I picked up. I was like, as I learned about the family dynamics, I just had to. I was like, well, that is a whole different kind of level of toxicity right there. This ain't just some jealous baby mama that don't want you to find a healthy relationship. And even that could be, you're like, look, I ain't putting up with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, I know you can't control this other person, but I may not be willing to put up with that either. Shoot. But yeah, this was a whole nother level. And I just had a couple of conversations with him, and he agreed. He agreed with what I was saying. He was like, "You right, you right," but he wasn't willing to change anyway. He was like, "This is all I know, and I'm always going to be there for my brother." So that let me know, like, you could give me 50 kids, you could become my wife, but I'm still going to put my brother first. And there were some other things that I realize about this person as well, just through my investigations, because I use all types of things to help me understand people's personalities when I meet them, on top of course, talking to them and showing them what they show me. But I looked at the person's birth chart as well, and they were very heavily male identified. Didn't mean that they were gay or anything. If anything, it made this person much of an alpha male, but also I could see in the chart where he would feel inclined to be running to his male family members like that, and how that shit that was just not going to be changing. I said I'm on a live, so you got to wait. You have to hold on. You have to wait. So, you have to be able, now imagine, a toxic empath saying, well, I met this nice person. I mean, he's not the one doing it. And, maybe this will change. Maybe I'll get him to see it this way and that way. No, hell no. It was more like, let me get to know people from where they are. I'll get to know you. And then I'm going to determine in my emotional maturity, is that something that I could fuck with? If that's something I should be bringing into my life, you know what I'm saying? And you can't just be thinking right now, you got to be thinking down the road. Like, I don't need to be, chilling with you in your spot one day, your brother bring all this drama in there and I'm in there, like, and we all just in a situation right now. And I don't think so. So you really have to really see situations for what it is and learn how to make those calls early on, and don't feel guilty about it. Sometimes when we've been raised a certain way, we've learned to tolerate and have these large thresholds for stuff. And you know what? It could cost you your life. Like, you really have to learn how to make these decisions and get out. And if it's not costing your life, it could cost you a lot of collateral damage, Like, I initially went back to the girl who said, well, once he raised his hand at me, that was enough. Now, even that person probably missed some things, because by the time, yes, people can sporadically attack people. I'm just going to say that. But chances are, before this guy even was bold enough to get to the point where he thought he could pull his arms back, about to, slap somebody or do something, he probably had already been out of pocket in some other ways. But at least she caught it at least there, versus the person that got shoved around, smacked, punched, and now this person holding a gun to your head. Like, Look, we have to learn how to get out of these situations sooner. And I've seen and heard too many domestic violence situations, for instance, of women, beautiful women, that were just so patient, that gave too many chances to a man that ended up taking her life. So I do understand these things, you guys, and I'm just begging. I am begging the people on whoever. I see 7 people right here listening to this to just know how to make these calls, like know how to move out of your emotional maturity and be unapologetic about it. you know it could be anything, and it don't even have to be that severe. It could be you just see somebody that's messy as fuck, like this girl, she always gossiping, always talking about people to me. So of course you talking about me to other people too, right? You can't trust this person with your secrets. Like, you can't be putting this person in no type of category of friend. Like, you ain't even worthy to be my associate. Like, you have to become very discriminatory, especially if you have been subjected to narcissistic abuse. But even if you haven't, but if you have, like, you need to be extra discriminatory. All right. And unapologetically show. So, excuse me, long day. But yeah, I just wanted to just say that, and I hope the person, Marie, that was in the last live chat, is here to hear this message, because I was completely thinking about her. I'm like, damn, like, she be letting things go too far. Like, stop letting stuff slide, nip it in the bud early on. And sometimes nip it in the bud just means you're disqualified. You're no longer allowed to continue with me. Like, I don't think so. It has to get to a certain point when you're not playing around with yourself and your time, your energy, and nothing. You know what you're worth, and you just refuse to look. If you're not what I deserve, I don't have time for you. Like, when you are a person that's really about something, you ain't gonna have time for that. You're not gonna even want to make time for that. You know, you just not. You're not. You're not gonna be beat for it. You're gonna be over it. Like, no, I'm not wasting my time with nobody. You're not even worthy. Like, you're just not worthy. And this goes beyond sex and stuff. This is just giving people, anybody, a piece of your energy. Now, I come on this channel, to help someone, because you just never know. YouTube is worldwide. It is completely worldwide. And I have been able to communicate with people, like I said, and give coaching to people on all the continents, like Africa, everywhere, Australia, okay, China, everywhere. Like, it's amazing. So you just never know who's listening and who needs to hear something. And even if it's that one person, like, that's a life saved, you guys. But yeah, it's vital to know when to get out, you guys, and what to be patient with and what not to be patient with. All right. And sometimes you got to do inventory. Like, all right, we're talking about meeting new people, but who's currently in my life that I need to set a boundary with, that I need to rework how this stuff is flowing, if it's going to continue to flow at all. Sometimes it gets to that as well. Not just new people, but the current people in your life. Because, yeah, they'll try to pull on your heartstrings as well if you're not, having a good balance with that and having your boundaries. But all right, you guys, I just wanted to drop in and say that, because I'm so tired of seeing all these young ladies losing their life. And yes, it can happen to men as well, because they have not gotten out of situations for emotionally immature reasons. Like, I remember the one lady, I will never forget this one, who had 6 kids with the guy. He was very toxic, and because she wanted to have all her kids with one man, so she already closed herself off to other opportunities because of a toxic thought that she embedded in herself, that it was something to look down on her if she had kids with other men. Look, girl, you know how many people have a toxic baby dad, baby father, whatever you want to call that, and then they went on to a healthy man and had the rest of their kids with him. There's no shame in that, but she made that a shameful thing. And then not only that, the relationship was extremely toxic, and he ended up stabbing her in the head in broad daylight, I believe, in her car with her children in the car with her, because she was pregnant with another child, I believe, and she was trying to get away from him, and that's a whole nother situation about safety, safety in these situations when you're dealing with these men, like when you bring perhaps like a knife to a gunfight. And it doesn't apply to that other situation where he literally bought a knife, you know, but not having mace, not having a license to carry, okay? Yes, Coach Lakia carries. Coach Lakia goes to the gun range. Coach Lakia ain't one to be walking up on, okay? I don't play about that. I have security cameras, I will be moving. That's for sure. If I ever felt like I needed to move, I'm going to do that as well. Like, you cannot underestimate these guys, and especially when you know what they're capable of, and you don't even know what they might be capable of, but you know what they've already shown you and how reckless they've been with your life. So I'm just tired of seeing that. I'm tired of seeing that. So me reading these messages about girls begging people for their attention and time, putting other people on a throne, is still, we have young ladies growing up. That's why each one has to teach one. If you have daughters, nieces and stuff, you need to be having these conversations with them, because those young ladies, they have a lot to learn about what love really is, about having healthy boundaries and all types of stuff. All right. She could take a shower. You can take a shower. The twins got in their pool, and they always take a bath or a shower, and now they call themselves taking their own baths and showers. Um, yeah, but why did you even go by the bathroom? She knows how to do that for herself. Hold on, don't come over here. Let me get off the live chat, okay? I'll be off in a second. Let me get off of here, you guys. The twins came in from the pool, and don't touch that white dress. What? Nope, you're still touching it. Thank you. I got a couple of dresses that I'm going to alter into really cute shirts. Like, yeah, I'm getting into sewing more. I like to sew. And I'm 6 foot, damn near 6'2", so I already have like a special body. So during one of my marriages, I had got a wedding dress beautifully altered, and that whole process just took me back to junior high school and made me want to like get back into sewing. I'm like, I just want to make beautiful clothes for myself and matching outfits for me and the twins. Like, I'm so girly like that, but I have like a very fashion forward as well. So, but we definitely got to protect ourselves. So I really hope that somebody somewhere is taking this serious, and I'm definitely not making light about it. Your kids are relying on you. Even if you don't have kids, your purpose, your future is relying on it. Like, don't let anybody rob you of that because we're making poor decisions and we're hanging around poor people. You got to watch the company that you keep. And I'm telling you, if it's one lesson, I think over the last 2 years that God has been drilling in my head, even when people show you who they are, believe it. Believe it. Not only do you need to believe it, but you need to put the appropriate weight on it. Like, do not minimize that shit at any level. Like, hold people accountable. Make them stand on for how they treat you. Don't be fucking doubling back. None of that shit. Like, I'm telling you, it is. I said this in the last live chat. It is truly an exception where people have really done the work, non-narcissists, okay, and they've really proven themselves to stay in your life. But other than that, is very much an exception. More than not, people are who they showed you to be. You can bank on that. All right, don't get confused. The last person in the last video, she was very confused. She's like, he's doing this, and now he's being nice. Yeah, and I broke that whole thing down to her. All right, don't be confused about that. Believe them. Believe them when they're showing you that side of them. Believe them. I don't know why I'm shuffling these tarot cards. I just started doing it. But I am very intuitive, you guys. And, you know, I do get a lot of downloads. And, you know, God, he be talking to me, he reveals stuff to me in my own life. I ask him questions, he will answer it. Talk to me just like a friend. And I'll be there for it to listen. And sometimes he just shut me right on up because none of us are perfect, you know. None of us are perfect. All right. All right. Well, it was nice to come back in here. Ooh. Awesome. Cards fall on the floor. Oh. 8 of Wands and 7 of Pentacles. Yes. Coming in fast. Oh, 4 of Wands. He said, guys, he's pleased with me right now. And that's all I'm going to say. Please. But yeah, I love you guys. Keep yourself safe, all right? And put your own best interests first and safety first. Shoot. And remember, like I said, the abuse typically starts nonverbal and with non-physical things. If you can become more keen at picking up on those things and being okay with washing your hands right then and there. You don't need to see anything further. It's okay. There's billions of people, okay? There's billions of people in the world. You don't need for them to take it to another level with you, all right? All right, you guys, take care. There's another live chat up. That was about 20 minutes. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys. The Ask Lakia, I might just do that. I might drop on here a little bit at some point each day just to provide that forum for anyone to come in and ask a question. Now, what time in that day that's going to be, I cannot guarantee it, you guys. But if you revisit, hit the subscribe if you're not, and hit the bell to be notified, or revisit it and make it sure for all of my day ones and people that have been around for a little while, make sure you're still going to be notified for these lives, okay? I'm going to probably be dropping in here a little bit each day for the Ask Lakia, just to help even that one person that might need my help that day. And that's my way of paying it forward. And I love giving emotional mature advice because I'm definitely going to keep it real with you, all right? So look out for those. So if you're having a rough day or whatever, or you have a friend that have issues, share the channel. They could come in. There's going to be Ask Lakias damn near every day. I'll come on for at least, 15 to 20 minutes. I'll hang around. If there's a lot of questions, I'll stay longer. But if not, there'll be that block of time. If somebody's divinely guided and they have a question that day and I can help them out, I'll be at your service. All right. So look forward to that on the channel. Other than that, there is still over 1,000 videos uploaded here on emotional maturity. And I am working on a special project. Oh, it's a big one, you guys. It's a big one. It's a big one. More to tell you about that when the time comes. All right. But I'm just dropping a birdie. It's going to help the whole community. And hopefully you guys will see the value in it because I'm working extremely hard on it. I'm working extremely hard on it. And God is, he made me do this. So I have to do it. But with that being said, you guys, I'm going to get off this live. It was great to drop in again. And take care, you guys. I hope you're having a good summer. And I will see you tomorrow when I do another Ask Lakia. All right? All right, you guys.